Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at 7 coolest vintage motorcycles you should see. Number 7. 1976 Triumph Bonneville. The 1976 Triumph Bonneville rolled out in a time of triumph for the British motorcycle industry. Facing stiff competition from Japan's efficient machines, Triumph kept things refreshingly simple with the 1976 Bonneville. Gone were the multiple color options of yore, replaced by a choice of classic blue or red with white accents. This wasn't a flashy motorcycle, it was a head-turner in a Marlon Brando kind of way. Leathery and tough, it boasted a 750cc engine, a mainstay of Bonneville's since the mid-60s. It wasn't the most powerful machine on the road, but with a lack of redline on the tachometer, that was kind of the point. The biggest change for 1976 came with the adoption of a left-hand shifter, a concession to the American market. Die-hard British riders might have grumbled, but there was no denying the practicality. It was a sign of the times, a subtle shift as Triumph navigated a changing motorcycle landscape. Number 6. 1982 Moto Gzy Le Mans Mk3. The 1982 Moto Gzy Le Mans Mk3 was a motorcycle that dared to be different. Unlike its Japanese counterparts cloaked in aggressive fairings, the Le Mans Mk3 embraced a more sophisticated Italian style. A 3/4 fairing offered wind protection on longer rides but remained sleek and sporty. This wasn't a machine for hiding behind plastic, it was meant to be seen and admired. Powering this beauty was a longitudinally mounted, air-cooled V-twin engine. This unique layout gave the Le Mans Mk3 a low center of gravity, making it a joy to carve through corners. Don't be fooled by the air cooling, though. This wasn't your average cruiser engine. With a respectable 70 horsepower on tap, the Le Mans Mk3 could hold its own against many a sport bike. Sure, it wasn't the most cutting-edge machine on the road, but that was part of its charm. The 1982 Moto Gzy Le Mans Mk3 was a motorcycle for the rider who appreciated classic Italian style and a thrilling ride. Number 5. 1982 GL500 Silver Wing. The 1982 Honda GL500 Silver Wing wasn't your average motorcycle. Sure, it lacked the chrome and rumble of its Harley counterparts, but it offered something different, practicality with a touch of pizzazz. Imagine a sleek, silver silhouette cruising down the highway. That was the Silver Wing. It wasn't the flashiest bike on the road, but its clean lines and comfortable riding position hinted at adventure ahead. Underneath the fairings lived a surprisingly powerful engine for its time. This 500cc, liquid-cooled V-twin wasn't a fire-breathing beast, but its 50 horsepower and shaft drive provided a smooth, reliable ride. Now, the Silver Wing wasn't without its quirks. Those fairings, while stylish, offered less wind protection than some touring bikes. But hey, that just meant feeling the wind in your hair on a sunny day, right? This motorcycle was all about striking a balance between practicality and a touch of excitement on the open road. It was a motorcycle for the rider who wanted to explore without sacrificing comfort. Number 4. 1974 Norton Commando. This British motorcycle was a head-turner, a cafe racer with an attitude. It wasn't all looks, though. The Commando boasted a parallel twin engine, a design Norton perfected over decades. This wasn't your typical twin-cylinder engine either. Nicknamed the Isolastic, the engine was rubber-isolated from the frame, smoothing out the ride and keeping your fillings intact. 1974 saw a bump in displacement, with the Commando graduating from 750 to 850cc. While the bump may seem small, it translated to a gutsy power delivery. Don't expect mind-numbing top speeds, but the Commando could scoot with authority, thanks in part to its healthy dose of horsepower. Several different trims were available in 1974, each with its own personality. The standard roadster was the quintessential cafe racer, while the Interstate offered a more touring-oriented experience with a larger fuel tank and a more comfortable seat. If you craved a bit of dirt road adventure, the Street Scrambler offered higher ground clearance and Scrambler-style exhaust pipes. No matter the trim, the 1974 Norton Commando was a motorcycle built for those who appreciated a blend of style, performance, and a touch of British brawn. Number 3, 1967 CB77 Superhawk. The 1967 CB77 Superhawk was a game-changer, a two-wheeled shot across the bow of the established motorcycle world. It was all about lean muscle. Forget chrome everywhere. The Superhawk was a study in clean lines and a sporty silhouette. It was a machine built for speed, not leisurely Sunday rides. Underneath that sleek exterior was a heart that thumped with performance. The 305cc engine was a technical marvel for its time. With dual carburetors and an overhead cam design, it was a screamer, reaching a red line of 9,200 RPM. That translated to thrilling acceleration and a top speed that nudged 100 miles per hour. Sure, by today's standards it wouldn't win any drag races, but in 1967, this little Honda was a pocket rocket. Now, this wasn't a beast for the faint of heart. It demanded a skilled rider who could handle its nimble personality, but for those who craved a motorcycle that was as exciting to look at as it was to ride, the 1967 CB77 Superhawk was a revelation. It was a motorcycle that redefined what a sport bike could be, and in doing so, it paved the way for the high-performance machines we zoom around on today. Number 2, 1984 VF1000. In 1984, Honda unleashed the VF1000, a motorcycle that dared to be both powerful and aerodynamic. This machine boasted a sleek half-fairing and a low-slung cowl, whispering of speed and precision on the open road. Forget about chrome everywhere. The VF1000 opted for a more modern, muscular look with a single rectangular headlight peering out from its aerodynamic shell. Underneath all that sleekness was a force to be reckoned with. The 998cc 16-valve V4 engine was a powerhouse, packing 113 horsepower. This wasn't just impressive for 1984, it meant the VF1000 could hold its own against most anything on the road. Taming all that muscle were adjustable front forks and a Pro-Link rear suspension, ensuring a smooth ride that could keep up with the engine's spirited performance. The 1984 VF1000 wasn't just a looker, it was a game-changer. It proved that a motorcycle could be both stylish and seriously powerful, offering riders a thrilling experience wrapped in a modern package. Number 1, 1961 BMW R69. The 1961 BMW R69 wasn't just for leisurely weekend cruises, though it certainly could handle those with aplomb. This bike was a powerful machine, a bit of a hot rod for its day. Think of it as a sports car on two wheels. The R69 boasted a sleek design that was both elegant and functional. No chrome frills here, just clean lines and a focus on performance. It wasn't the flashiest motorcycle on the road, but it commanded respect with its understated sophistication. Underneath that stylish exterior was a heart that thumped with impressive power. The engine was a 594cc, two-cylinder boxer twin, a BMW hallmark. This wasn't your typical thumper engine though. The R69 was known for its smoothness, a far cry from the loud, rattling motorcycles of the era. Owning a 1961 BMW R69 wasn't just about getting from point A to point B, it was a statement. It was for the rider who appreciated quality engineering and exhilarating performance, all wrapped up in a timeless design. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. If you found it helpful, then make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.